For our second critique here, I'd like to take a look at some images taken over in the Kessler Center. The first one, we have a basketball player. Looks like they're dribbling the ball. Great job of freezing up the action in this shot. We can see the hand and the ball seem to be frozen in midair. Really like the perspective that the photographer took on this image. You know, the photographer's kind of down low with the camera rather than up high looking down as kind of a spectator would. This is more of a feeling like the camera position is actually in the game or part of the action. So it's very inviting. I also love the contrast between the ball rack in the background and the player in the foreground here. This creates a wonderful depth in the photograph, and again, that idea of creating sort of a virtual line here in the photograph. So we've got this diagonal line that I think is just beautiful. A quick correction that I might do here is I don't think I would want to cut the ball off here. So if we could extend the frame maybe just a little bit more to the right here, I think we'd have a almost a perfect picture. Looks really good, great exposure, and really am happy with this shot. In our second image here, we've got the quintessential decisive moment that Henri Cartier-Bresson talks about. We've got another great shot of action being frozen up at its peak or pinnacle moment. I love this because it really captures a scene that normally wouldn't be frozen in time by the naked eye. So the beauty of the camera is put to work here in this image by capturing a moment in time that is sort of frozen up that we wouldn't normally see. So I think it's a pretty powerful shot. A couple quick things, quick little fixes on this image. I think I would go in and make our adjustments in the levels as we have done with other images. And so just by pinching that a little bit to the left there, we can see that the tonal quality of this image is really picked up. And then the other thing I think I would do is I think I would zoom in again on this image just a little bit here. We've got a lot of busyness going on in the background, and really the exciting part of this image is our player that is just you know, seems like they're flying through air here. So I probably would crop this image in this fashion, something like that. So our last image in this group is a picture of Niagara Falls. I think this image, technically speaking, is pretty strong. We've got this nice blur, sort of this misty veil of the waterfall from Niagara Falls. The slow shutter really creates a soft, almost willowy appearance to the water here. Really love it. It sort of has that dreamlike quality to it. The only real significant critique I would have for this image, or criticism of this image, is that it does tend to take on a little bit of a air of cliche to it. This image is taken from an area that we see a lot of photographs from, and so we kind of categorize this as a common point of view. So while technically speaking I think this is a fantastic image, I think from a creative standpoint it's an image that we have seen before, and I think could be made a little bit stronger. Perhaps taking a different point of view or a different vantage point, or just adding something to the frame that really makes it personal and a little bit more meaningful is the one thing we could do to make this photograph better. Again, not a technically bad photograph, but I think a very common point of view is seen in here. So I'd like to do a little bit better on this image.